If you have been trying to stop your own mind or to stop your own thoughts, and you are feeling miserable because you just can't do it and you feel like there's something wrong with you, I want you to know that stopping your thoughts is not the goal. One of the most popular questions that I get and comments that I get is that I don't think meditation is for me because I can't get my mind to stop. How do I stop thinking? How do you stop thinking? First, I think it's so important to address that meditation is not about stopping thinking. It's really interesting what happens when really beautiful ancient practices like meditation and yoga come to the Western world and becomes transformed or mainstreamed in such a way that it completely removes from its original sacred form. Meditation is never about stopping thinking. Maybe that might be the new age mainstream way of explaining it. Meditation is never about pausing your thoughts. The only reason why we want to stop our thinking is because we're spending too much of our time thinking unpleasant thoughts. We're thinking about thoughts that drain our energy. We're feeding into it. If you were thinking more pleasant thoughts and thoughts that brought you joy and enthusiasm, more peace in your heart, I don't think anybody would want to stop thinking. But because our thoughts are so fixated on what is unpleasant, we want so badly to stop the thinking. Meditation isn't what we think that it is. It's not about telling your mind to stop. That would be impossible. Just like you have a heart that beats involuntarily, just like you may have had dinner a few hours ago, or you may be eating breakfast, your body is breaking down that food right now. Your organs are doing the work. And yet, are you making that happen? Are you thinking about how that happens? When you eat food, you can guarantee that it's going to go in one end and it's going to go right out the other. That's very, very true for all of us. And are you thinking about how that happens? Are you making it happen? Are you controlling that? The answer is no. So, why is it that so many of us want to make our thoughts stop? Do we want to make our heart stop? Do we want to make our organs stop? If that were the case, then we might as well just leave our bodies. So our thoughts are here to assist us, to support us in our own human evolution. And our thoughts can be our greatest vehicle to experience and materialize our desired realities. But without proper guidance and without having a deeper understanding on what meditation actually is, we beat ourselves up when we think that we can't make our thoughts stop. And that's harmful. And that's why this whole, anything that's trending around how to make your mind stop, how to stop thinking, that can be harmful. Because you're going to go, after a really long day, after thoughts that are racing at 100 miles per hour, And you're going to try to sit down and you're going to close your eyes and you're going to try to meditate. And suddenly, you followed this instruction on how to make your mind stop, and suddenly your mind is racing even more than it was before you sat down. And now you're beating yourself up for it because you think that there's something wrong with you. Because why aren't you able to make your mind stop? But that's not what it's about. When we have a foundational, grounded meditation practice, which is a relationship between you and the self, you and the divine. It's learning how to live in union, yoga, with your highest essence of self. When you learn how to develop that type of grounding practice, then practicing meditation is very much like observing your own thoughts. One time, as part of this business mastermind that I was a part of for one of my businesses that I co-founded, we flew in a helicopter. And as we were flying in this helicopter in LA, I could see the city lights below me and I could see the LA traffic. All these cars were jammed. And as I keep looking out, I could see the sun setting, and it was the most breathtaking, beautiful view. And I thought to myself, that's exactly what we experience when we practice meditation. You become the observer of your own thoughts, of the traffic jam that is happening with your thoughts. You are no longer attached to them. You have the space to go beyond the mind, beyond the thoughts, and you're observing it. You're watching it. But it's not causing any type of reactions within your body because you are now detached from it. There is space. And the more and more that we teach ourselves by understanding the different faculties of our own minds and the way that it works, that's why I think spending time alone is so fascinating, because there's so much about you to discover. So much about you to discover. And it's exhilarating because you learn something new, or you have the opportunity to learn something new every single day. And when you go and you spend time with other people, you understand them a little bit deeper, even if you don't know anything that's going on in their lives, because you understand yourself a lot deeper. So when you start to practice an authentic form of meditation, you're able to experience your own mind, and you can watch your own thoughts without being so attached to them. Meditation isn't about seeing something. It's not about visualizing something. These are all things that can support you in doing. But first, it's about understanding your own mind, body, and spirit and the relationship that they have. And so, if you have been trying to stop your own mind or to stop your own thoughts, and you are feeling miserable because you just can't do it and you feel like there's something wrong with you, I want you to know that stopping your thoughts is not the goal. And that when you learn how to observe the mind by going beyond the mind, your thoughts can become a huge, huge propeller to help you do what you want to do, to help you serve how you want to serve. So I hope this video reminds you that everything that's happening in your inner world right now has so much to teach you. And the more and more that you spend time observing that, being in the spaces between the thoughts, the more clarity it is that you will find. And the more and more you will remember your own true nature. I'm sending you all my love. May peace and prosperity effortlessly flow your way. Namaste.